Hi everyone, my name's Allison and I'm here to give the lesson for Good Friday. Now at the festival, Pilate the governor used to release a prisoner for them, anyone for whom they asked. Now a man called Barabbas was in prison with the rebels who had committed murder during the insurrection. So the crowd came and began to ask Pilate to do for them according to his custom. Then he answered them, "Do you want me to release for you the king of the Jews?" For he realized that it was out of jealousy that the chief priests had handed him over. But the chief priests stirred up the crowd to have him release Barabbas for them instead. Pilate spoke to them again. "Then what do you wish me to do with the man you call king of the Jews?" They shouted back, "Crucify him!" Pilate asked them, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Crucify him!" So Pilate, wishing to satisfy the crowd, released Barabbas for them, and after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified. This is when the soldiers mock Jesus. Then the soldiers led him into the courtyard of the palace, that is, the governor's headquarters, and they called together the whole cohort. And they clothed him in a purple cloak, and after twisting some thorns into a crown, they put it on him. And they began saluting him, "Hail, King of the Jews!" They struck his head with a reed, spat upon him, and knelt down in homage to him. After mocking him, they stripped him of the purple cloak and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him out to crucify him. The crucifixion of Jesus. They compelled a passerby who was coming in from the country to carry his cross. It was Simon of Cyrene, the father of Alexander and Rufus. Then they brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of a skull. And they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. And they crucified him and divided his clothing among them, casting lots to decide what each should take. It was 9 o'clock in the morning when they crucified him. The inscription of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." And with him they crucified 2 bandits, one on his right and one on his left. Those who passed by derided him, shaking their heads and saying, "Aha! You who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself and come down from the cross." In the same way, the chief priests, along with the scribes, were also mocking him among themselves and saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. Let the Messiah, the King of Israel, come down from the cross now, so that we may see and believe." Those who were crucified with him also taunted him. The death of Jesus. When it was noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. At 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" When some of the bystanders heard it, they said, "Listen, he is calling for Elijah." And someone ran, filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on a stick, and gave it to him to drink, saying, "Wait, let us see where Elijah will come to take him down." Then Jesus gave a loud cry and breathed his last. And the curtain of the temple was torn into 2, from top to bottom. Now when the centurion who stood facing him saw that in this way he breathed his last, he said, "Truly, this man was God's son." And those lessons are from Mark chapter 15, verses 3 through 39. When I think about Jesus' death on a cross, I tend to think about how Judas and Peter and the rest of the disciples acted. Because we understood weakness and failure over fear, we understand running away and protecting ourselves. But love? A love so powerful that it can walk right into death for the sake of ungrateful people? That's a love we cannot explain, but that's the love that Jesus gives us. We cannot understand Jesus' unwavering obedience to all that the Father called him to in this world. We cannot make sense of a love that loves so desperately that it will look to us deserters in the eye and still love us. Without anger, without derision, without spite, with nothing but utter love. Even as it is in agony, it's love that suffers abandonment and physical pain beyond our comprehension and still looks on to us with a love deep enough to heal us. It is a love that is too good for us, a love that makes us look at the cross with horror and gratitude when we see the lengths that this love goes to us for our sake. Jesus acts his love on us so that we might glimpse the glory of God, that we might know what love God has for us. so that we might know what love and glory and forgiveness and joy and justice is possible in our world, and so that we might have a chance to be transformed. Jesus is the ultimate role model. The cross breaks the power of all that distorts the image of God in us. Our betrayal and denial and fear are no match for the face of love on the cross. The ugliness in our world and in our own lives does not get to be the last word. Jesus stares down all that we have done wrong, all we have been too cowardly to do, and all the evil that simply overwhelms us in order to strip those things of their power, in order to make us whole again in his love, so that we might have a different future and a different story. And that means that wherever we would have been in the story, Judas the betrayer, or Peter the denier, or one of the other disciples who deserted him, Jesus would always be on the cross. For us, for all that is broken, and for all of pain in our world, Jesus would always be on the cross because we could not be. It is not right, it does not make sense, but it is holy, it is love, it is God, and it is our hope. For the little activity that goes along today, if you have your Holy Week bag that Pastor Laura gave, put the cross out on your purple cloth or somewhere else if you put it away on Maundy Thursday. And today we are struck with the emptiness of the cross. Everything stops. The scriptures even tell us that darkness covered the earth for 3 hours as Jesus died. It's a day when darkness seems to win. Today, give yourself permission to let your screens go dark for a period of time. Set a timer if that will help you relax into a time away. Take a walk or even take a nap. Pray for those who grieve. Pray for places of violence. Pray for those who are sick with diseases of the mind, body, and spirit. Pray for those who perpetuate violence. Pray for your enemies and pray for yourself. Light the candle to wait for the life to re-enter the world. I hope that the peace of the Lord overcomes you as we embark on this journey to Easter. May the peace of the Lord be with you.